Greetings of the day, dear students, and welcome back to your grammar class. In today's class, we are going to talk about expressing the present tense. Tense of a verb indicates present, past, and future time. The tense also indicates whether the action is complete, it is going on, has been completed in the recent past, or whether it started earlier and has continued into the present. The present tense can be classified as the simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous tenses. Let us learn them one by one. The simple present tense. It is used to talk about the things that happen regularly or are universal truths. For example, the sun gives us heat and light. Here, the simple present tense is gives. We can use simple present tense to talk about the following things. First, to express habitual or repeated actions. For example, she speaks politely. The action of speaking politely is a habit that she repeats all the time. Next, we can use simple present tense to express general truths and scientific facts. For example, water boils at 100 degree centigrade. Here it is a general fact which cannot be changed that water boils at 100 degree centigrade. Next, we use simple present tense in proverbs. For example, all that glitters is not gold. Next, we use simple present tense to express planned future. Though we are talking about the future, but the planning is done in the present and we use simple present tense to talk about it. For example, the train arrives at 6 a.m. The arriving of the train will be in the future, but there is a fixed timetable for it, and so we use the simple present tense arrives. Next, we use the simple present tense to give instructions or directions. For example, drive for a kilometer and then take a right turn. When we want to express or direct somebody where to go and how to reach there, we use the simple present tense. In this example, we have seen the verb drive and take are in the simple present tense. Next, we have the present continuous tense. It is used to describe a continued or an ongoing action in the present time. It is also known as the progressive tense as it refers to an action that is in progress at the time of speaking. For example, I am drinking hot chocolate. The action of drinking is going on at the present moment. Hence, we are using the verb am drinking, which is in the present continuous tense. The present continuous tense can be used for the following. First, to describe an action happening at the time of speaking. For example, we are learning grammar now. That is what we are doing right now. We are learning grammar. So we are using the present continuous tense, are learning. Next, we use present continuous tense to describe actions which have been going on for a period of time but which may not necessarily be happening at the time of speaking. For example, they are changing the telephone cables in our locality. That means the work is going on these days, but not at the very moment when we are speaking. Next, we use the present continuous tense for actions that may take place in the near future. For example, the guests are arriving in the evening. We can also say the guest will arrive, but when we know that the planning is already done and the schedule is fixed, we can also use the present continuous tense to talk about an event that will take place in the near future. The present continuous tense can also be used to talk about frequently repeated actions using the word always, continually, constantly to express annoyance or criticism. For example, you are always complaining. The next use of the present continuous tense is to talk about trends. For example, more and more people are turning to yoga. Here, the verb are turning talks about the use of yoga by more and more people. That is, it has become a trending thing which more and more people are using on a daily basis. The next use of present continuous tense is the temporary actions which might not be continued in the future. For example, Fiona is working at St. Andrew's School for a year. Here is working shows that Fiona for the past whole year has been working, but it is not a guarantee that she will continue the work in the near future as well. Next, we have present perfect tense. It is used to talk about an action completed in the recent past but whose effects still remain. The present perfect tense is used for the following. First, to talk about an action that has been completed in the recent past. For example, they have just arrived. Here we can see that the action of them arriving has just completed. Next, we use present perfect tense to talk about an action that was completed at some time in the past but whose exact time of completion may not be known. These are things which talk about personal experiences or changes. For example, I have visited the Taj Mahal. Here, the action has been done in the past, but the exact time of it being completed is still unknown. Next, we use the present perfect tense to talk about a past action that has some impact in the present, which means the action was completed in the past, but the impact of the action can be still seen in the present. For example, she has made the tea. She made the tea in the past, and the impact in the present is that you are having the tea right now because it was made in the past and you are drinking it in the present. The next use of present perfect tense is to describe something that started in the past and has continued into the present. For example, Medha has been a teacher in this school for the past 5 years. In this sentence, we can see that the present perfect tense is used to talk about the time when Medha started teaching, and in the present, she is still continuing the action of being the teacher. So the action started in the past and it is still continued in the present. Next, we have present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used to talk about an action that started in the past but is still going on at the time of speaking. For example, she has been trying to solve the puzzle for half an hour. In this sentence, the verb has been trying clearly states that the action started in the past and it is still continuing in the present. It proves that it is not over in the present. The present perfect continuous tense can also be used to talk about the past action of certain duration with visible result in the present. For example, he has been walking in the rain. That's why he's got a cold. That means the action was done in the past and the visible result can be seen in the present of him catching a cold. In today's class, we studied the present tense. Present tense has four forms: simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tense. We will continue with the past and future tenses in our next class. So that will be all for today's class. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning.